Let's make sure that that picks up. We'll make sure that that picks up. Uh-oh, Governor Charles, you on already, huh? Yeah, he's not due to be on you guys yet, so I'm gonna keep going, and he'll be ready at 4 o'clock. He's probably like me; he like to get on and be prepared, so he don't have to be caught off guard. So I apologize for that delay, you guys, and our audience will have to watch two different videos because of that break with me texting people and threw us off here. So anyway, where I left off at was it's about safety and the young people, safety and the young people. This section here, and so I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna read to you guys some of the stats. I think it's very, very sad. We should be ashamed as Black people that we continue to show the inability to keep our people alive. The tragedy of losing someone, especially through violence, is never acceptable. We've it's then traumatized us so much to where this doesn't surprise you when you hear what I'm about to read to you. So we have Chicago man shot uh, 600 block of West 59th Street, 2:30 in the morning. He lived. Teenager shot. This was a 15-year-old, 64 from Dante in Chicago. He was shot in the foot. 32-year-old man sitting in the car was shot to death on 97th and Princeton in Chicago at 9:20 p.m. Another man shot to death in a dispute on 64th and Fairfield, zip code 60629. 26-year-old man is identified as the suspect and is being sought by the police. Memphis teenager stabbed to death by another teen at 1655 Randolph Place in Memphis at midnight. Think about how bad that is. 17-year-old stabbed to death, midnight. Should be in getting ready for school. We already talked about Mississippi tragedies that happened on Main Street in Leland. And those tragedies, condolences to all of our people that's hurting right now. We also had several teenagers shot on 113th and Stewart, on 60th and Prairie, and Madison and Kilboy, all teenagers shot in Chicago. In Miami, we had a man, he was shot by off-duty police officer during a dispute on the 400 block of South 32nd Avenue. In New Orleans, we had a Chicago woman killed down there in New Orleans at Mardi Gras, not at Mardi Gras, but in French Quarter. New Orleans had 9 people killed in 7 days. 9 people killed in 7 days. 14 people murdered in September so far. That's as of a month ago, so I got to get the new numbers for that. Way too much violence, though. Way, way too much violence. And this is Blacks, y'all. Blacks. This is us. Unacceptable. Every incident, our people are hurting because of that. Every incident, whether it's revenge, retaliation, or just mourning the loss, trying to find a way to get by with one less parent around. You was about to say something, Governor? All right. So here's what I want to be
Wait,
very.
I'm sorry. I was just testing my mic, so I'm
Yep.
able to mic. Yep.
No,
All
you're
right.
good. You're good. Here's what I want people to be real clear when it comes to this shooting and killing. The first thing is our habits matter. What you do, second nature. That's what our habit is, second nature. Our habits matter. What you do with your time matters. Schedule. So how you use your time matters. And then your network matters. Who's in your Rolodex? Who's in your phone contact log? That matters. So what I'm sharing with you guys is HSN is how we're going to deal with this killing. HSN, our habits, our schedule, and our network. And what God allowed us to build, which is why this whole organization exists, is for this reason right here. And I'm not discouraged when people say, you've been doing it 30 years and it haven't stopped yet. I'm not worried about stopping. What I'm worried about, and I tell people this all the time, end results, don't care about that. Because You want the end result for you getting up every day, brushing your teeth, doing the same thing, brushing your teeth, going to bed, eating. No, you do that stuff. That's a process, and you do that until God call you home. So what is our process to deal with this? That's what we built, and that's what we're trying to share with you so we can get in agreement with the process, not the end result, but the process. We have horrible processes when it comes to this violence. Thinking that you can hire people to stop the violence. No. Thinking that you're going to talk with them, pray with them. Now, keep in mind, for all my Christian people, all my believers, God put this together. So don't come down on this. Faith without works is dead. So you can pray, but it's some stuff we got to do too. And you can't just pray, it's some other parts to it. And so that's not going to fix it either. And this is why I said habits, schedule, network. All of those things is you. It's personal. It's you, not me. It's you. And so the key is with cats, the conventions, the awards, the tours, and the summits. It give people something physically to do. It give people something to take up their time, and it gives them some process to keep meeting positive people. Remember, we're going to stop the violence with HSN, habits, schedule, network. Meaning you got to have something that people can do all the time. All right. You got to have something that takes up their time. Then you got to have them meeting new people all the time. And that's why we feel very confident that this is going to be a game changer when we talk about stopping our people from killing each other. So that's my report on the safety side. Let's switch gears on missing persons. Every January, we host the Missing Persons Summit. It's a convention, but we call it a summit because it sounds better than a convention, but it is a convention. But it's the Missing Persons Summit in Gary, Indiana. All the conventions are in Gary, Indiana. And the reason we have this carved out, because every second Wednesday of the month is our Missing Persons Day. It's our Detectives Day. And so 12 second Wednesdays out of each month, out the year, and then the convention in January allows us to stay on top of our missing people. There's some real evil, wicked people in high places who have been trafficking people for a long time. What they call kidnapping today isn't the kidnapping that our people went through. Uh, our people were kidnapped and they were innocent. Our people were kidnapped and they weren't overstaying their visas. Our people were kidnapped and made to work, kill, rape. And so we got people using those terms loosely, and I take offense to that, but I get over it because the bottom line is our people were really kidnapped and made to do some horrible things, not just to be sent back to your country. So just keep that clear. So missing persons is a big deal. Let me give you guys what we want you guys to take away with missing persons. Any vans that you can't see inside those vans, it may be work van, tool vans, we want you to text 312-405-8844, 312-405-8844. And if you can take a picture, fine, but get us the license plate and where you saw this vehicle at. We have our own database of vans all over the nation and where they was last seen at that we couldn't see inside. This is for our missing persons. If someone is being trafficked, we want to at least have our own database to share with the police if need be. So I'm telling you, 312-405-8844. Take that number down. They can text 24/7 if they see a vehicle. It don't have to be suspected or nothing. Let us just track it. That's all. Vacant and abandoned buildings. So vacant and abandoned buildings represent a possible safe haven for someone to traffic someone in, kidnap someone, so forth. So we want to make sure that all our vacant buildings on our block, that we have them on our list. We want to have them on the list. Ideally, the city would board them up, but no matter what, this is our do for self model, which is that us track it and we can get in touch with, find out who the owners are as well, because they're creating a safety hazard on our block or in our zip code. So that's it for the missing persons and the safety part. And we'll convene here in 60 days and 90 days in January to host and talk about that nationwide. We did have that teen young man found hanging in Cleveland, Mississippi, and that ties into the missing person. They found him, but those first few hours when they're not where they ideally would be, that panic is out there, and we just want people to know we care about our missing persons. All right. So now we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna switch gears and talk about the economy and construction. So here we're just gonna take a 2-minute break. It's 3:46. We come back at 3:48. Thank you. Okay, I am back. I am back. I am back. Thank you guys. Let's take this down so we can finish the summit here. We're down to an hour and 10 minutes, and we'll be concluding. So let me talk about money first. So National Black Club University philosophy has not changed. 46 million Black people in America, we want to see $1 a month coming in from us. When we do that, we'll be doing two things. We'll be agreeing, and then we'll be executing. We're agreeing to pull together $1, and we're actually doing it. A lot of people agree verbally, say, I got you, we'll do it, and don't execute. So when our people are doing that, that's when we know that we are serious enough to put this and make us financing our own situation come to fruition. Because that's really what this whole thing boils down to, us financing our own change in our community. And that's what we want to see happen. So $1 a month, $12 a year, that's the goal. That's what we want to see happen. And we hope you guys will join us to do that. So let's talk about the numbers here. So I'm gonna put this up so you guys can see it. It's two different things I want us to point out when we talk about our economic situation. One is the dollar campaign, all right, and that's from the Office of $1 Affairs. Then we have the $12, which is our bread and butter. Everyone knows that's our branding, is the $12 a year. Whether you do the $1 a month or the $12 a year, I want to make sure I explain the differences. Of course, the $12 a year is upfront. It allows us to use the money the most effective upfront. The $1 approach allows us to have constant communication with a wide volume of people. Because our $12 people tend to get a 12 and see you next year. Whereas our $1 people, because we need that dollar every month, it allows us to stay in that relationship. And so that helps us when we say, can you name your 4 Black businesses each month? Because we're talking to the $1 people every month, we get that list more readily than our $12 people who said deuces to next year. So just know the difference. One is about keeping the volume of Black people connected, and the other one is about financing and kind of keeping it moving. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. We when I first started this, the first 10 years, 1994 to 2004, it wasn't about the dollar. We had it out there, but we weren't pushing it. We just made sure people knew we wanted $12 a year. And it helped us pay for the children to go out of town, go to Lincoln Park Zoo, so forth. But the key to those first 10 years was about building the structure. The 10 years after that, which was 2004 to 2014, it was about the systems. Then we started talking about the dollar more, and we started learning the resistance that was out there. We on a 30-year resistance of the $1. And so we started implementing systems that took away every excuse that people would say on why the dollar wouldn't work and why they're not going to do it. So first 10 years, 94 to 04, structure. The next 10 years, system from 2014, from 2004 to 2014. And then the last 10 years, since we had the structure and the system, was all about the money. It's all about financing and individuals financing it. Because we learned from the structured system, now we was able to put things in place. So let me talk about that on the economic side. So the first thing with the 2014 to now, and it should have happened last year. It should have been 10 years to keep it perfect. But here we are coming up on year 31 this November 20th, and it didn't happen yet. So I'm extremely disappointed, but trusting God. What should have happened to keep the story perfect from 2014 to 2024, we ideally would have had the whole financial structure and system fully working, meaning at least 1 million people doing a dollar on our way to the 46 million people doing a dollar. We didn't make it. All right. So anyway, this 2014 to now status, we put in place a lot of the reasons people wouldn't do it. Some people say, I ain't doing dollars, that's wasting my time. It's too low. So we created in those 10 years, the $100 people. We created the $500 people, the $250 people. We created the $50 people. We created the $1,000 people. We even got some $5,000 people. All of them are people at different levels in their life that can finance and afford that. But we didn't keep the money. So we got 3 groups of 50 people who do $100 loans. That's $5,000 worth of loans. So we have built that, and that took from 2018 to like 2021 to build those degrees of trust, because that's what that is. So we got our $100 people, we got our $250 people, and we got our $5,000 people, which we definitely don't tap into them, because the goal is to get the people doing a $1. That's where the real power is, not in one person doing $5,000. But shout out to our people who come through like that. So anyway, I say that so you guys can know what we are trying to get to. 1,000 people doing a $1 right now is the most important thing, because we've done all the other aspects and we still got those relationships with the people who did those dollar amounts. As we stand right now, with all clarity, I'm telling you, the most important thing for us to do is to move and protect the bubbles of 1,000 people. That's no matter what Trump do with this Section 8 food stamps, we have everyone in a bubble of 1,000 people. And we're trying to convince them 1,000 people to release the dollar to us so we can have staff running this. That's when we're going to see more engagement, because it won't just be on one person to do all of this. So everyone is inside of a protective bubble called, we're 1,000 people. You don't know that yet, but that's what we have in this administration. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let me put some up so I can give me a chance to go get. I want you to see what that looks like. Let me just put anything up in the interim. And I appreciate you guys' patience with me on this. Okay, let me put this up. These are not people's real names. None of these are real names. I want to make sure no one is thinking that I'm putting someone's real name and cash app out there. So just know that. So that's 100 people and their cash app. That's what it looks like. So just so you know, that's 100 people. So that's 10 sheets of this will represent 10 sheets of this will represent 1,000. So that's how big that is. Just so you guys know, that's a big list. So let's take that down. I'm gonna show you guys some other stuff, but let me take that down. This is what I want y'all to see. This is 1,000 pieces of paper. This is 1,000. Got a little weight to it. 2 reams if you go to the store. Each ream has 500 sheets. But you notice, let me see if I can hold this up with one hand here. So this here is 4 groups of 250. This is one group of 250 people. This here is the second group of 250. This is the third group of 250. This is the fourth group of 250. Together, that represents 1,000 people. This is 1,000 people. I think this is important for people to see that, because I just said we're putting people in protective bubbles of 1,000 people so that no matter what the economy does, no matter what happens, you got layers of support. As we get the commitment of 1,000 people doing $1 to us, National Block Club University, they're going to be there for each other too. It's just the process that we're going to teach our people so they'll know that if you're a business owner, we have a process. So those 1,000 people are naming 4 Black businesses each month that they spent money with. That's 4,000 businesses through that list I just showed you. 4,000 Black businesses every month because of that list of 1,000 people. We're getting there. We're going to get there. So when we talk about the economy, that's going to help our economy. Every last one of those 1,000 people, no one person. Now we double that. Now we at, you know what I mean? Now we at 2,000 people, $2,000 coming to us. More staff can help us manage that, process that, type that up, all of that good stuff. And then that's 8,000 business transactions. So y'all see where this is going? That protective bubble. Here's the benefit with those businesses. And we're going to go over that a little bit more detail too. Every one of those businesses, if we can't name our 4, we're saying just send $5 to 4 Black businesses that we selected. And we select them in your zip code. So that way the money is staying in your zip code. So if you're sending $5 to, if 1,000 people sending $5 to the barbershop, that barbershop got $5K, $5,000. All barbershops are linked globally to 8th graders. So if you're a barber and it's your turn and you're getting $5,000, and you know you're linked to help 8th graders, some of those 1,000 people got 8th grade students. And so if they don't hear about them supporting you and money going to the 8th grades, they're not going to participate. So it forces us to keep the circle going around where our monies are leaving the residents' hands, to the business owner's hands, to the students' hands. RBS, residents, businesses, students. So that's what that looks like. Charles is going to be joining us here. I'm a little bit behind, but I just wanted y'all to see what that 1,000 people look like, because that's from an economic standpoint. That's what we have to get to, and we got to have that. Here's how we're monitoring that. So you guys, let's see if that's Jerome's name. I hope this is Jerome's name. It's not. Let me take that one down. I want Jerome's name up. I want y'all to see what it's looking like when people donate their dollar. That's you, Governor? You might be on mute. I know it's a big deal. You got this set up because I know you've been having trouble with this phone. But you
Yep,
got a
it's me.
victory. You got it
Yeah, I
working.
finally, that's what I was doing. I was testing it. And thanks to Deanna, she helped me figure this thing out, of where I can now be on my own phone in Zoom. Yeah.
But tell Deanna, thank
Fully
her
lit.
for helping get our brother situated with us, because we need you. We need to be able to see you. So good kudos to you. I
Mhm.
want to show people the financials so they'll see what this looks like. I want to get Jerome's name up so we can stick with it. There he is. All right, everyone. So it's Charles' time. He's on his 4:00 education time. So let me finish this piece here. So every last person that we meet, this should be the case for 46 million people. we want to show their name. Of course, they're coming from the Office of $1 Fairs. Uh, and this is the whole year expectation if they join us down this endeavor. So in October, he gave $1. Next month, hopefully he'll give $1. In December, he give $1. If he missed January, it shows nothing there. He might give $2 in February. This is our accountability document to see if we can be consistent with $1. Now, I got the total $2, so my math is totally off. I got to fix that. But the point here is it tracks us. And this is our way of making sure that we're going to put people to work. I get it, AI technology, but we want to have something that when your son, daughter get out of jail, it's something tangible they can do to help their community and our community. Charles, you got any thoughts on that?
We're talking about are we talking about the Cash App or?
Yeah, that document I just showed with Jerome's $1 and the
Yeah.
importance of everybody donating that dollar.
Oh yeah. That's very important because it's so low. It's 99 pennies and 1 cent, first of all. And it generates the help we need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We want to generate help. So therefore things that we as a people can't get, just like for instance, government shutdown, stuff like dealing with food. Now we keep watching food shortages, this and that and the other. There's no bailout for us in that.
Right.
There's the people
Yeah.
we gotta find some way to help ourselves because how many people couldn't sustain this, and that's something I really feel as a people. I'm just gonna say this, that we get the less of help with is things we basically need. And it seems like we always last, and we need to have a system and a structure in place to bail ourselves out. It's gonna take us to take care of us. Just that simple to me.
Well, you already know that. That's what we
I
have.
lived too long to know that.
That's what we had. God blessed us with it. So what we're
Yep.
looking at here, and this will be the last thing, then we move over to construction and then name your four. So this is a document that tells us how many people donated in July, August, and September. 54 people in September, 13 people in August, and 35 people in July. These are the neighborhoods you guys heard me give the roll call to. The yellow represent the west side of Chicago, the western part of America. And so you can see East Garfield Park, 4 people gave. That's why you see those 4 people in the yellow there. North Lawndale, 1 person gave at $1. And Garfield Park, 1 person gave $1. Austin, 1 person gave $1. 5 people gave in South Austin, and no one gave in Humboldt Park. So this is that accountability that we're talking about. We want 46 million Black people to give. So that means this should be, it's only 50 slots. The pyramids represent 50 people because 50 people doing $1 times all 20 Black zip codes is our 1,000. Remember, we want to move in groups to protect the bubbles of 1,000. So on the south side, you can see there even worse numbers. We got 3 zip codes that not one person gave $1 at all. And so we know we can do better. It's a matter of doing forums and having these type of conversations so people can see and say, I know I can do better. I know every dollar matters. I know I can support this. And if you want to support it now, Cash App, Zelle to phone number 312-405-8844. Just get it in. We'll follow up with you, but just get it in. And then this takes us down to the east side of Chicago in blue. Governor Charles is on here, so we're gonna look at Governor Charles' zip code, and this is what accountability looks like. Governor Charles don't never shy away from shame. If things are wrong, he'll speak on it. So let's go through the zip code. Washington Park, they had 3 people do it. Let me zoom in some more so you guys can see it. Washington Park, 3 people did it in September. Calumet Heights, 3 people did it. In Chatham, 1 person did it. Then in Roseland, 2 people did it. So we got Governor Charles in here. What's your thoughts on just 2 people doing $1 from your zip code, Governor?
That's sad. We should be able to do this in one day. It's the whole pyramid. That's how sad it is to me. I mean,
Yeah.
that really says something about us. Um, not to, and I look at it as people, we've been, to me, beat up anyway. So therefore, it's worse when we beat ourselves up.
Come on. Come on.
This is something we could control.
That right. Trump ain't got nothing to do with what you see on these numbers. He ain't got no white man got nothing to do with these numbers. This is all in our control. So shout out
And
to
who is
brother
that at the
Darrell and your brother Darrell and your brother Steve Mosley. Those your two for
right? Who is that at the bottom though? I'm looking at with the blue in the
oh
pyramid.
Bronzeville. Yeah, yeah. So Bronzeville, 16 people.
Bondville super duper, man.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah.
lovely. And that's 15 people.
16 for
I'm
Bronzeville.
kind of
Then over here, yeah. Then you got Woodlawn. They had 11 people. So I'm
yeah,
glad
I
you
see it.
pointed that out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
I'm
we want.
jealous.
Well, that's what I wanted people to hear. What accountability looks like. That's your zip code 28. You like, look here. So now you saying to Barbara, Deanna, look, y'all, come on, let's get our numbers
Get
up
that
here. We
money
can't we
flowing.
can't have this.
Come up out.
Come on,
Go
let's
go
get
to
it
that
in.
secret. Go to that secret place and pull out that doll. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That's right there.
Well, we already know. So that's all
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Uh,
Deanna in the background. Deanna in the background. Tell me, what do you mean? What do you mean? Ain't
well,
nobody tell
but
me.
let's defend Deanna. Deanna paid her 12 for the year. So this is
Yeah,
just what this
yeah.
would be just shedding us up so her zip code don't look bad. But she already did it. You know what I mean? So it's just make sure the zip code look good. This window dressing when people ain't did
You
their
hear that,
12
Deanna?
yet. So
Okay. She said, okay, that sounds a little better.
no, oh yeah, no, tell her she know I got her back. But I'm glad you spoke about the accountability charge because it's just unacceptable for two people out of a zip code of 50,000 people to do $12,
Right,
do $1. I mean,
right.
we can't hide from that. Like there's
You got
nothing
they
we
could
can.
use cash. They could use Zelle too, right?
Yeah, same
Is
thing.
that
Phone number to
or
everything. Yeah,
okay? Okay,
yeah.
so nobody had no excuse. I know you. If you ain't got Zelle, you got Cash App. If you ain't got Cash App, you got Zelle.
No
And
excuse, really. Yeah,
I was
but to
yeah.
everyone's defense, I didn't have this
Mm,
document that should shame us. This document should shame us. So now that we got this document, it should make everyone want their zip code to be better than Bronzeville's.
there you go.
That's what should happen now. Now that we got that. So now we switching over to you, Governor Charles. Give us your view on the state of education for our people in Chi-Town.
Oh, okay. Um.
Is it in good
Well,
shape?
from
Is it in bad shape?
no, we ain't in good shape at all. Period. Period. I mean, the resources is still not there. I mean, um, and they having this big shebang of a battle downtown, between the different departments of where money should go, with the money we don't have, which as everybody may have heard during the beginning, over the summer, that CPS fell short of its budget. And so when we came back in August, we came back to layoffs and all types of disastrous stuff, which to me, that's not showing it's about the kids. I mean, that's like two parents having an argument and the kid is in the background and have to suffer from everything those two adults doing,
Yep.
you know. So I mean that that's why I believe, I mean, just like with everything else, it should I mean, we should have outside sources, especially to help the impoverished kids, as they call them, that doesn't see anything, even when they claim they do got a good budget, to me.
Right. How about the homeless children?
That, huh?
We got
Uh,
teenagers and that's homeless in the schools.
right. I mean, we got a lot of that. And that's the thing, when we taking care of other people, that's what makes us so upset as African Americans when we see other people getting taken care of and our people still homeless, just as you say, They teenage high schoolers. We got some we got some grammar school kids that's homeless.
Yeah,
You know, and when we could take care of others, that's the shameful part. You ain't
big
even
time.
took care of the people in your own zone, but you're gonna take care of other people. That's where we at. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
That's shameful.
Now,
Very.
now it's disrespectful to the utmost degree.
Yeah.
The the beauty though with us, and I want everyone to know, we are due for self philosophy organization. Our mission is do for self in all aspects, from education, safety, senior citizens, youth, you name it, do for self. So this document is the first YT1 is Yellow Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. Every Tuesday is Education Day. Jackie Harris is our leader for YT1 in Chicago. And so as you guys can look at this document, all kindergartners should have daycares, painters, entertainers, and veterinarians putting monetary resources behind them. Remember RBS, residents giving money to the businesses, businesses giving money to the students. Well, these businesses giving money to kindergartners will ensure that the kindergartners in your zip code and your protective bubble have what they need. Gardeners, seamstress, liquor stores, and tailors, they're putting money behind our first graders. Corner stores, people that fish for a living, firefighters and martial arts, they put money behind our second graders. And then beauty supply stores, Marine veterans, carpenters, and restaurants put money behind our third graders. Governor Charles, what you think about that?
No, that's awesome. That's just what I'm trying to say. We should have just like I said, it's gonna take us to take care of us. And that's real, and that's something that needs to happen because no one's just as we said, we got homeless um children that some of them probably can't go to school because maybe you're homeless, you're failing health. Um some of the parents probably depressed and don't know what to do. It should be someone to help, and it's good. That's why I say we need to be their help. I could see this as a great thing, a great tool to help. Just what you
Yep,
said, we got these different groups taking care of each grade. It's sharing. We're not burning out one person to do it. You know,
yep,
that's
yep.
community, that's village stuff.
And when you look at the awards, 12th grade awards, 8th grade awards, 6th grade awards, second grade awards, and you got you're karate person, and we're saying the awards is this month in October. That means karate person, we need that money out you because this is the second grade awards.
Hmm.
We got to put some money on the second graders that compete and win. So that's the beauty. It's prompting you on when we need you to execute on the money separate from the $1 because this is addition to the $1 piece.
Yep.
So I just want
Yeah,
to make
just
sure
like as
people
you
knew
said.
we got a plan.
Yep. And said it's a
Now
great plan.
I want to show them another one so they can see YT. I think YT3 is ready, so they can see the difference between the two. Let's see what this one is. That's the same one. Let's get a different one. The problem, I can't see it on my phone enough, so I might pull the same one up again. I'll do this one. This one has all four of them. I can zoom in. So, all right, everyone. Um, this here is all 4 Tuesdays of every month. And this is the big picture. So I know you can't see. I'm gonna zoom in. We already went over YT1, which is Yellow Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. We already went over that. Let's go over to YT2. YT2 is led by our superstar Danielle Liddell. Westside, she has fourth graders, fifth graders, and sixth graders. And as you can see here, all beauticians, detectives, police, firefighters, landscapers, and snow removal professionals, they put money behind our fourth graders. And the fifth graders have car wash owners, photographers, nurses, and scientists put money behind them. And then our sixth graders got all Army veterans, all our computer programmers and technology people, our clerical people, administrative people, and our nail salons put money behind them. Governor, what you say to that? Anything about them professions and those grades?
Well, what's easy about it to me for them, that should be easy for anybody in either one of those groups taking care of one of those grades, is that this something we do all day, every day. Them professions. Them professions, it's already something that's already you're in.
Right.
So therefore that should be a easy layup to
That,
me.
thank you. And that's the moldable age. Remember, third grade test scores they build in prisons. Think about eating at a restaurant that you know is putting money into third graders. You could be eating to keep that prison from being built. Think about the carpenters. You hire the car, build your porch. They building the porch to keep our third graders from building the prison behind. Okay.
Hmm.
YT3, that's Yellow Tuesday, the third Tuesday of every month. And these dates are going to come and go when we dead and gone. It will be a third Tuesday, no matter what. And so this is something that can sustain when we dead and gone. So it's long term, black people, it's long term. So here, our brother Evan Credit, he coordinates every third Tuesday. He set aside time to make sure that our seventh graders and our eighth graders have what they need. So as you can see, Air Force veterans take care of the seventh graders, engineers, our journalists, that includes our podcasters. So any of you podcasters out there, any of you podcasts out there, y'all are supporting our seventh graders. All our gas stations owned by the Arabs should be putting money into the seventh graders, our roofers, all the Mexicans doing roofs in our neighborhood, they should be putting money behind our seventh graders, all the mechanics. Then we have on the eighth grader side our barbers, our lawyers, our travel agents, our judges, and our moving companies. Man, when you got all of them putting money behind them, now we're paying for those eighth graders and seventh graders extracurricular activities, sport uniforms, so we can take the pressure off the parents. What do you say to that, Governor?
Hey, just as you say with the had said with the YT2s, that person in the Air Force, you keeping that person from probably choosing that wrong life. Same thing with engineers and the rest of them. I mean, that's an investment that, I mean, we we should want to invest in them doing that instead of I mean, that's like almost scholarship stuff to me. Like investing in them in a way, and then the award thing. You know, at the same time, one that's helping them get money. Just like as I say this as I do landscaping too. Um, I want to develop young men and women in their communities. They won't have to go to other communities, and at the same time turn them into entrepreneurs, teach them about money and all that at the same time while they're
There you
doing
go.
it, and then unleash them to their
That's
own
right.
business. The ones that want to. That's what we
That's
should
it.
be doing.
Now
Motivate
that's
them.
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Now here you go. So Charles is a school teacher, so this falls in his round. YT4, which is next Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday. Our superstar Darlena Battle. She's also a business owner. She manages all our high school. So she got the ninth graders. If you guys can see that, those are our accountants, our landlords, our chefs, our Navy veterans, our cleaners. That's dry cleaners. That's people with a cleaning business. Our welders. They all help freshmen out. So imagine a parent who got two high schoolers in school. Now you got this layer of support there. On the 10th grade side, our caterers, our DJs, our cellular store owners, our doctors, HVAC people, and Coast Guard veterans help our sophomores out. Then all our apparel people that sell, make t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all of that. They help out our 11th graders, our librarians, our book authors, our politicians, and our electricians all help our juniors out. And then we close it out with our seniors, all lounge owners, plumbers, marketers, salespeople, massage, skincare professionals. That makes sure that they can graduate and take some of the sting out of that budget to graduate. What do you say to this last one, Gov?
I mean, that's what I love about it the most, and I know this. I'm not trying to get ahead, but it's interchangeable at the same time. These will be the same people attaching on to the young people that want to be what they want to be professionally in
Mm-hmm.
training.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's a double whammy to me.
No, no doubt. Now I'm gonna put this last one up. I know we covered it, but I want people to see the difference. That every Tuesday habit of education, y'all just saw it. That's all 4 Tuesdays with education. Like that's the thing of beauty, y'all. Like that's for real. Every Wednesday is economics, y'all. Every Wednesday. And so I just want y'all to see that. So this here, real quick, I know we passed this subject, but the Blue Wednesday, first Wednesday, led by our brother IGN and Mike Perkins. And I just want y'all to see the businesses that fall in this category with them. It's, it's right there. It's hard to see. But all apparel, beauticians, chefs, DJs, entertainers, farmers, restaurants, seamsters, and travel agents, they are the first Wednesday group to make sure that they know each other and that they are spending money with each other to be like a clique, a gang. But it's a keep our business open gang. That's BW1, and IGN helps manage that. Then here, BW2, led by superstar Grady Kilpatrick in Chicago, she's keeping this group of businesses together. Our beauty supply store owners, our car wash owners, cellular stores, cleaners, daycares, gas stations, landlords, liquor stores, and nail salons. Imagine them supporting each other, putting up bigger money so they don't have to go to the banks. They can loan each other the money. That's what our sister there, Rady, is helping to get them together. And the key with this, all of them are linked to a grade too. And that's on the yellow side though. So that's why we ain't talking about it right here. Then we have here the last one on this document, led by our brother Darrell Black under Governor Charles, zip code 60628, every third Wednesday of the month. That's when he get these businesses together: the accountants, the barbers, the dentists, the doctors, the funeral home owners, the landscapers, the lounge owners, the massage therapists, skincare professionals, and moving companies. So again, every one of them grades is linked, every one of them businesses is linked to a grade. So they're helping each other out under the Blue Wednesday agenda. Then they switch over to Tuesday and help out the grade that's assigned to them. This allows us to get all Black business industries to help each other and then help our students. What do you say to that, Governor?
Man, very strategic. I like the way it flow into one thing flows into the other. Love.
And I wanted them to get this on YouTube because people can watch this a year from now, 6 months from now. And this is a trainer, if you will, allows people to see where we on our way to, like where we going with this.
Mm.
Excellent. All right. So moving along with the agenda, you guys, last thing on teachers. And Governor Charles can chime in on this. I just want to be on the record. You guys hear me say this every summit. I believe that society does wrong by teachers. Society. We study 20 countries around the world, plus 20 countries in Africa. And across the board, I can't point to you where teachers are hitting it out the park at. I believe that the profession that teaches all professions, that teaches all professions, should be elevated. But hell, we don't do right by police firefighters either. So I guess it matches. But our vision when it comes to our teachers, as we get this thing anchored and solidified, the biggest expense is housing with everybody. Housing is 30% of your household budget. So I want to see a day when our teachers, the housing is covered or semi-covered. I want to see when they're out of school during the summer that they have Airbnb certificates every month. The people with penthouses on top of Navy Pier and that type of stuff are letting that be available to our teachers so that way they have good experiences while they're out from preparing the next generation. I want to see us on the food side. Make sure that ain't no teacher starving. No teacher household is starving. None of the months. I think we need to owe that to them. We need to do that. And then from a utility standpoint, no teacher lights and gas should be cut off ever. We can do better. We got to do better. And we're gonna on our end, we're gonna build that for our teachers and so forth. All right, what do you say to that?
So I appreciate you saying that, man. That's very thoughtful, and I respect the bringing up that point and telling people that, because firsthand, as a educator, I could tell people that 2 months hurt us bad. We're 2 months of not having income. It really hurts us. And then don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna be too long, side. Don't get it twisted. But in between that, we're trying to save money. In between, we work 10 months. We're trying to save money for the summer, or so we could pay our bills through the summer. Which, if everything's going up at the same time, man, we're not meeting that threshold. So 2 months devastate us. Then when we come back to work, we still got to wait a whole another month before we can see a first check, which is not for 10 days, just to let people know. Thank you, Seth, for bringing that up. So I would love to see that come true.
Here's to our boule, our black elite and black comfortable, because that's who would say something about that. So to our black elite, black comfortable, here's what I would say to you. The cost of living is hurting all professions right now. All professions, but all professions don't have to use their own money to buy school supplies. All professions don't have to help their students when parents can't help. So all professions not in the boat that teachers are in. Not only that, since everyone is hurting, when you out of work, that means the month before you go out of work and the month after is lost too. So it ain't 2 months, it's 4 months of disruption. So let's make
Thank
that
you.
clear when you look at the grand
Thank
flow of things. And so and that's why ideally the government should create support services in that. It shouldn't be outsiders coming in your state doing work in your state and not putting money toward the teacher fund. That's a legislative thing they can do. So it's some things that government can do if we had those visionary leaders in government to think outside the box. But to just put it all on the teacher saying you just got to do better, they fill in a lot of gaps that they don't say. Look at me on TV. I'm helping this poor student who don't have food. So I just wanted to put that out there. So anyway, we go switch over to government report cards. That look at that flow right into that. I say this, y'all, from the government standpoint. This whole Republican Democrat thing is a distraction. I understand people are dug in on whatever side you're on, but let's be clear that both sides are complicit in the state that we're in, and we didn't just get here overnight. This government has never dealt with reparations, and they will pay for that spiritually for doing the harm that they've done to a people, and to just tell them to get over it, to a people that still don't even have their last name. So to me, the government is in bad shape, and they're going to continue in a downward spiral. You can point fingers at whatever side because you don't get what you want out of it. But for Black people, I think every second Friday is our report card day for these politicians. We should evaluate them. We should make sure that how they perform it, how they staff is answering the phone calls in the office, what type of information they tell us without us asking. Those things should be evaluated so that way they'll know how we stand. And if we do it on the second Friday, nationwide, globally, that means they have 12 report cards a year. So when that election come up, you go to the report card. You go to what we've been tracking every second Friday of the month. And that allows you to not just hear what they say, but to see the track record. What do you say to that, Governor?
Yeah, all that. That's ooh. Yeah, I mean, the real thing is just like you say, you got you got two parties fighting each other. Um, I mean, that take just like you say, it's a big distraction because you're not really talking about the people, you're talking about yourselves. That's what I'm looking at. Y'all, that's mom and dad fighting again. You know what I'm saying? But the child suffering in the corner, the child, while y'all going at it, that child needs his pampers changed and need to be fed. He don't got time for y'all sitting in the corner while the child is suffering. So that's why I say, yeah, it is a distraction. You talking about what color socks to put on. You over there arguing about that, man. You know, which as a people, and I'm gonna say this because I feel this way. I never in my 58 years, I can't say much government done for me. I'm just gonna say it. I don't feel it. I'm not gonna sit up and play like I felt it. because
Yeah.
one side want me to feel like my ancestors. I love them for fighting for the right for us to vote as we should be. But I mean, we're just to me, it's becoming the two of the less evils. I
And
hate.
and when
I hate it that way.
and
Go ahead.
people who will watch this and say, well, you got to vote for someone. What you gonna do then? We just showed you what we do then. We showed you the $1 concept. Imagine $46 million coming in every month to put our people to work. And then we putting our people to work so that them black businesses that are making money is putting it right back into education with our students. And those students then, as they grow up, they're learning from the retirees of those professions. I just explained to you what we gonna do. So don't hit us with you complaining. No, we gave you a plan, strategic. We told you every Wednesday what the agenda is. We told you every Tuesday what the agenda is. You just saw it. Rewind it and look at it. So we're not just talking whether the government do their part or not. We're preparing for black people to do for self no matter what. So I just wanted to put that out there
Amen.
to the people. That's right. Now we're at the point where we talk about the laws that's on the books. This is the section here under policy. In Chicago, they passed the ordinance called the Granny Law. The Granny Law, and this is mainly for the Hispanic community. In Chicago, for those who don't know, Dr. King said it, it is the most segregated city in America. So people are on their side. Everyone is on their side. And unfortunately, because blacks were left to starve and go through this murder, a lot of blacks left, and we're seeing a replacement in Chicago. So it was that blacks had the south side uh, from Cermak all the way to Argyle Gardens in the hundreds. That was black. From the lakefront all the way over to you can say in some parts western. A little bit, some places went a little bit further than western, which is 2400 west, and it had the west side of Chicago. Well, that's not the case now. Now, due to the certain political group, they've been replacing a lot of blacks that left. And so now the black community isn't as solid as it was. And so now, because this group has had political help, they were able to pass something called the Granny's Ordinance, which allows them to take an attic and make it a residence where you can live in it, to take a garage and put a residence upstairs. This is not under no circumstances applicable to the black people. We've been leaving Chicago. So it's been emptiness in black neighborhoods. This is for those neighborhoods where the Hispanics are. So be clear, they got a law passed for them to help them out. I can't tell you no law that was passed for black people to help us out. Now, I do think we should take advantage of that. So you should, as a black person, build that house on top of your garage. Get your attic converted over for residence so you can have additional income coming in. So we should do that. We should do that, I think. No, I don't know the legal ramifications, but you move your family member in there, then rent out your other room if legally you can't do that. It's a way to work around everything. But the point is, they pass a law for them, not for us, and we just got to take advantage of it. What do you say about that?
Yeah. Well, going into coming into what you're talking about the law. I mean, just like you said, it was simple for them to do that. They ain't have no pushback, and it didn't take them 10 to 20 years to get that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was done just like nothing to me. But just as you say, when it comes to stuff for us to help us, we never see it. A lot of people taking flight from here. A lot of black people because of the strain that's being put on being overtaxed, and it's supposed to be democratic here, and then Chicago is supposed to be one of the poorest places, but um the way red light cameras and everything else, the distraction of money that chases people away. And then if you don't have a good income, which things are rising, the inflation is going to, yeah, that's gonna look like that. But I believe, hearing that, that's my first time hearing of that granny law thing. So I would advise anybody to capitalize off that, that's black, and build something on their garage where they could have more room or rental or whatever they want to do with that space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, we also the laws, the city, Chicago, other places are passing laws where they're not going to work with the federal government to enforce the immigration issue. And I want to say this to be as balanced as I can. Um, it's sad to see anyone hurting, period, across the board. The law is there to protect people, but we have people who are hiding behind the law. And you don't have to hide if you're in good standing. And even from a spiritual standpoint, if you know that you're out of alignment, I don't know how you go to your creator and pray and thank God and be thankful when you know you're out of alignment. So I say that to anyone who know that they should either turn themselves in, get in touch with their politicians, say, I want to do right and get in alignment. Because the fact is, if I'm here and I'm not supposed to be here, I'm taking the resource away from someone else. So I think that's the key. And I think if our cities that now have National Guard, people like that, if the locals would work with them, I personally think it would be a little bit smoother. The working with them. And I know some people say you can't work with them. All right, as long as you try. We can only hold you accountable for trying. But to just say it and not try it, I'm not a fan of that. But the bottom line is, it didn't have to be where they pulling up snatching people if the locals had a staging area where they said, all right, here's the people that we identified, we asked, and they said, this is my situation. I want to come forward and get some redemption, if you will. Maybe not send me away, give me 6 months, something like that. We can work something out. Because the reality is America needs immigrants. We need immigrants. It's part of the process. You come in, you do the low skill work, and you work your way up. And people are dying. So that allows a replacement to happen. But when this country haven't done reparations, now you got a replacement situation. That's the problem. If blacks would have reparations, I don't think blacks would have a problem with immigration because, hey, come in to do X, Y, and Z. It's going to cost me less money. But you're coming in and competing directly with the people who haven't been done right by. So it's going to be a problem there. So I do think the bottom line with a lot of the people, if the locals were coordinating with the federal government like they do with FEMA and disasters, you had the locals doing the sensitive way of processing people. So you don't have to go catching them at restaurants and catching them like that. That's a bad feeling for black people because we know slave patrol. But you force the hand if you just saying, nope, the law said you can't do it this way. So people are hiding behind the law. They know they're not supposed to be here. They know they should come forward, but because the law protects them, they hiding behind that. And black people are steady hurting here. And Charles, you see it. We got some black people we know who are standing 10 toes down with them. And that's the God in us. We love everybody. So we standing 10 toes down because it's the humane thing to do. But you also gotta be in alignment with what the law is. You you can't pray to God, God help me ward off being truthful. It just don't go together. So that's what I wanted to say on the law part. What do you got, Governor? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, I got a thought on that. You're exactly right. It'll make it easier if, as you said, that's beautiful to me. As if when you are needing the help, actually you out of alignment and out of place. If you come and just say, hey man, I want to do the right thing, or the family, hey, I want to do the right thing and try to get myself to a better place. I know where they're coming from is, pretty bad or whatever, to them. And as you said, but I'm looking at it because I seen it firsthand. I'm not going to mention where is that, but it's in CPS. I'm not going to mention school, but I seen it firsthand. Whereas to this person is that Venezuelan or whatever
Yeah.
said
All right.
they didn't have to do no background check or nothing, and they're actually a
They
CPS
got a
worker.
principal in Iowa. He was a Haitian brother. He ain't had none of his credentials. So yeah, we know
That's
it happened.
it. That's it. And I feel, and imagine how I feel. I got to go to the DMB, and they putting all these. I got to get this sticker, 100 something, this or that amount of money, that amount of money, pay for my license, and you done none of that. Which is a slap of a black eye for me. You know,
Yeah, it's
I
it's
mean,
it's it's disregarding us.
right?
Yeah,
It's just wrong. I mean, for the law to say, "Hey, you got to do that," but that person don't got to do that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
ludicrous to me. It's kind of
yeah.
crazy.
And I hate to play victim. So, oh, black people victim. Here's what I'm saying. No matter what, black people rise. We shine. We didn't leave a place because we were struggling. We stand here and we're fighting. So please don't play victim. Say we playing victim. We didn't flee nowhere to say it was bad. We still here fighting for what was right. Others have
Mm-hmm.
come in our neck of the woods, come in our territory. So we ain't went nowhere. We stay here to make it better where we're at. And this is a part of that. Is not letting people come over
Mm-hmm.
and just erase and move us over. With that in mind, we are going to be launching historical societies in all our jurisdictions around the country. Historical societies will allow us to capture the history of each of our zip codes, of each of our neighborhoods. So as new people move in, we didn't welcome them. We didn't go and get them and say, come here. They came because they have a political system that's helping them. We want to capture the history, the fabric that was before we was allowed to close 50 schools, let people move away because of the high taxes and the crime, and now replace them. We want to capture what it was like before that. So these historical societies will start with when we first moved in the neighborhood and the white flight that took place. And it's going to capture what's happening now with these new people moving in the neighborhood and competing directly with us. And the historical societies will allow us to make sure on the block, when we invite people out to the historical society, you know that conversation gonna be about how we was not welcome in the community and they came in the same way, not welcome, but we didn't come in flying the red, black, and green flag. We didn't come in graffitiing on the building. These are the disrespectful things that the new people moving in our neighborhood is not necessarily doing themselves, but not organizing themselves to stop it either. So if you know your people is doing this, y'all better organize a task force to show that you're going to be against that. If not, we think all of you in it. What do you say about that, Governor?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's exactly true. Just as you say, I'm not in it to give a person a black eye. I love all humanity. You know what I'm saying? As I should. Um, but that does say something about that spirit of a person to. I mean, it's almost a I don't watch what you say thing. I watch what you do. You know,
Yep.
all the wrong that's been hatched, and you know it's disturbing to think here we are. We can't get reparations. And things like that, and everybody just still at this time period. It's 2025, and it's still like we're just feeling like we are being ridiculed and just accused. It's almost like saying, wait your turn, and your turn never come. I mean,
Governor,
that's why they do you for yourself model is important for me.
and think about this. I want everyone watching this to understand where we're coming from. You heard Governor Charles. He's speaking from a love standpoint. I'm a little bit more harsher, if you will. But the bottom line is this. If you look at the status of Black people in America and in the world, for blacks to do for self, it hurts other people. If blacks do for self and get their gas stations again, who do that hurt? It hurts the Arab community. If blacks do for self and they do their own nails, who do that hurt? The Asian community. If blacks do for self and get their own hair products, who that help? The Korean, it hurts the Korean community. If blacks do for self and they cut their own grass, that hurt the Hispanic community. If blacks do for self and do their own roofs, who that hurt? The Hispanic community. So and now if blacks don't say anything and all these people moving in black neighborhoods, it's two things that's gonna automatically hurt black people but help them. The census, which is done in 2010, is going to get more resources over there, meaning they're going to have more political power over there. And then the other thing that is going to do is voting. And of course, they're gonna say we should vote and make English a second language. Well, that has nothing to do with our issue, but because you're in our neighborhood now and you got the numbers now, it's gonna English is gonna be a second language now. So what I'm saying is, uh, we're at a disadvantage with us growing because it's gonna hurt all those demographics of people. Now, what's gonna happen to me? I get off this soapbox here we're going to be at a certain point where we're negotiating with the Arab community over these gas stations, the Indian communities over these gas stations. You're not going to have 90% market share. No, that's from a race standpoint, that's wrong. We're going to negotiate 10%, then 20%. We're going to work on building our market share of gas stations up. You might not like it, but they're in our neighborhood. So they're not gonna like the Asians not gonna like it. The Koreans not gonna like it when we're saying you're not gonna have 99% of the market share of nails and hair in our community. So just know that the confrontation is coming as we get stronger doing for self, where these other groups hopefully would diversify their portfolio depending on money. So if you're an Asian or Indian, work on investing in stocks, because we're not going to just sit by and let our industry stay yours. That's like, why don't you want to see blacks do for self? So get your money invested in other things, but exploiting blacks is coming to a head. So go ahead, Governor.
Yep. Yeah, I mean
We
that's right. As you said, I mean, I want to be harsh and to the point with this too. That it's got to come to an end. It's got to, what you just said, it's got to come to an end. It's coming to an end. Matter of fact, whether you like it or not, it's
yeah,
coming.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
my thing is what you said. At the end of the day, yeah, we're gonna have to negotiate. That's our communication thing with you. We're gonna have to communicate that's not happening no more. That's gonna be one communication. At the same time, being in a land where we at, you're gonna have to negotiate with us. It's gonna be nothing but that.
and
We
even
ain't the ones
globally,
who's trying to bully people. Yeah,
right?
globally, we ain't the one who's trying to
Yeah,
bully people, but at the
yeah.
same time, you're not gonna bully us. That's where
Look
that's
at
gonna go.
look at France. Like look at France, Nigeria, Burkina Faso. They may not
Mhm.
have heat this winter because they've been stealing so much at dirt cheap prices from the AES countries, that now they're in a world of trouble for energy. So I don't think we should let the Europeans and France starve. I think we got to negotiate. We go give you some heat. We're gonna let you have some uranium for your heat, but not you being in charge no more. Now you got to do X, Y, and Z.
There
You got
you
to
go.
pay
There
reparations. You
you
got
go.
to do some things that humble you. It's just like when you lose a war, you lose
Hmm.
assets. So you lost this
Hmm.
exploitation war, and now we gonna let you have some heat, but you gonna have to operate differently. so
Right.
so real quick, we on the G20 section, then we go wrap up here. I want to just make sure everyone know the linkage is here.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna start with Argentina. The Afro-Argentinians, they're linked to our Chicago 60615 zip code. We have the Afro-Australians, they're linked to 60652 zip code. The Afro-Brazilians and the G20, they're linked to Chatham 60619. The Afro-Canadians are linked to Calumet Heights 60617 zip code. The Afro-Chinese today is linked to 60649 zip code, South Shore. The Afro-French is linked to the South Austin neighborhood 60644 zip code. The Afro-Germans, they're linked to Governor Charles and them down there 60628. The Afro-Indians are linked to 60612. The Afro-Indonesians in Indonesia is linked to 60636, Governor Denise. The Afro-Italians are linked to 60643, Washington Heights. The Afro-Japanese are linked to Garfield Park, 60624. The Afro-Koreans are linked to Marquette Park, 60629. The Afro-Mexicans are linked to North Lawndale, 60623. The Afro-Russians are linked to New City,
Hmm.
60609. The Afro-Saudi Arabians are linked to Inglewood, 60621. The Afro-South Africans have a dual role because they're the only African country that's a member of the G20, which is what I'm naming here. So in South Africa, they're linked to Governor Charles them 60628 from the African standpoint. But as a member of G20, they're linked to 60637, which is Claudette Reddick and Woodlawn. Then we have Afro Turks. They're linked to 60620 zip code. That's Auburn Gresham. The Afro United Kingdom. They're linked to the West Side Humboldt Park area 60651. And then the United States of America is linked to Bronzeville 60653. That's the G20, and we are concerned about the afros that's in the G20, and that's what I just named. When you hear that, Governor, what do you think about that?
I like the strategicness of the linkage. You know, I like when stuff like that together. We're not all over the place. We're not going here, there, there, from A to whatever. It's linked beautiful. So that's an accountability piece that we could use.
Now, with
Love
that,
it.
you're
And we're
gonna love
talking
this
about black.
document. Now,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
so all of this stuff, what Governor Charles just said, leads us to our new invention, you guys. It's called the super highway. The super highway. Let's bring up the super highway so you guys can learn about the super highway. Booyah! This is the super highway on video. You guys can watch this later. The super highway does what Governor Charles just said. It allows us to bring people from all around the world together on the same highway. And so at the top, it says block inventory. Let me zoom in. Block inventory right there. Everyone, what block you live on. Let's make sure on that block we know who the teachers are, the doctors, the lawyers, the fifth graders, fourth graders, third graders, the retired fourth grade, retired teachers. That's the block inventory. We do that for life. We never stop doing the inventory. But once you do the inventory, then you go into a pipeline. You go into the lawyer's pipeline, the nurse's pipeline, the carpenter's pipeline, the teacher's pipeline, and you stay in that pipeline even during death. You can't see it on here, but it says retirees, adults, and youth, and ancestors. So we got our legends who was a carpenter still in the pipeline because we never forget. We stand on their shoulders as a legendary nurse that now the retired nurse still paying homage to that ancestor nurse, that adult nurse paying homage to that retired nurse, that youth that want to be a nurse paying homage to that adult nurse. This pipeline is forever, and it's a pipeline for every industry. Then it brings us over to the highway. This right here. The highway is a once a month. Everyone get on this highway that's supposed to be so we can move forward with y'all getting to know each other. So as you see here, you got time leaders on here, habit leaders on here, district leaders on here, zip code leaders on here, professional leaders on here, US leaders on here, village mayors on here, Mississippi leaders on here, and the trainers on here. And they getting on at different points. They merging into this highway. And this is only one day out the month. Then you got the people so they can know each other outside of this. I'm not showing you their phone numbers, but they get a copy with the phone numbers of everyone on the highway. What do you say to this, Governor Charles?
Yeah. I'm looking at that highway. I looked at it a couple of times when you first showed. Uh, I was just thinking, do it got an exit where you
You
get
get
off?
off where you
I'm
got on
looking
that.
at the pic in the pitch. Huh?
You get off where
You
you
get
got
off?
on that.
They get off where the person got on. Where? Okay.
No, but
Okay. I was just looking
that's a
for
good
an
point.
exit.
I create an exit. You're right, but
Yeah, I'm looking at the other side. That could be the exit part. You exit. You want to get out. I'm just, I told you I'm a picture person. I look at stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, but as you said, though, Sas, on a serious note, yeah, this is wonderful. I'm looking at the A and E, A through E, and all that up under it. That tells different people when to get on. It's your time to get on the highway. Get ready. In two
yeah,
days, you'll be entering the highway,
yeah,
and then going through the pipeline. And another thing I like that time leader, and that's another thing I want to bring up with this. It's surrounded by time too. It's surrounded by time. That's a beauty thing of it.
yeah,
When it's your time, you get on, and when it's your time to get off, you just get off. It's a
yeah.
simple thing, just like driving. You got to get off. You got to get on the exit and get off. But you got to have a time you get on there and a time when you get off.
Yeah, you can't just merge in and slam into the cars passing,
There you
right?
go. There you go.
Yeah, no.
No,
That
it's
highway
it's
gonna
a
help people
beautiful
get it.
thing. It's strategic, and I love it, man. Yeah, so it lines up with everything, the profession. I mean, the different leaders and everything. That's nice. I love it. Very strategic.
And for those who don't know, CATS is the conventions, the awards, the tours, the summits. So that's what CATS is. So those are the four things to get one thing done, y'all. Those are the four things to get one thing done. We can't stress that enough, that we want to make sure Black people know the CATS is what's gonna save us. Of course, from a spiritual standpoint, it's God, but God works through people, and He put this together. So CATs allow us to always have Black people being inventory, so we can find out the carpenter bricklayers. It allows us to have travel, where we always have a reason to move to Gary conventions or Chicago summits, and then real estate, because you got to have a place to stay. So that's why we're declaring that CATS is our future, and no one can argue against it realistically. Emotionally, you can. But if you're a nurse, there's a nurse convention. You're a teacher, there's a teacher convention. You're a carpenter, there's a car. So it's set aside where whatever your argument is, it's a convention for you. So what are you going against this for? So CATS is what's going to save us as a people, because it's going to build our new economy based on information, travel, and real estate. So this is next month. We got the journalism convention, the chef convention, the sewing convention, and the homeless convention. These are the grades getting money under the awards. These are the businesses getting free money, that $5 from 1,000 people if they can't name they four. And then the summit is Saturday, November 22nd. Governor, what you got to say about STs and U's are the last names who are asked to help make this a reality next month? What do you say to this?
Yeah, I mean, I love the flow. Just like we closing out this summit right now for October. As you say, the same thing. That show, the format is the same. The the thing that switches up is the different career fields, and
Mm-hmm.
the S two. I mean, the names, the
Yep.
last name solution. That switches up, but it's still the same flow with each
Yep.
month.
Let me show them last
That's
month,
what I
this
love.
month. And see, PQs and R's is this month. So like you just said, it ain't nobody burning out, because if it ain't your turn, you ain't got to flow. This was this month. And here we go, October 25th. This the summit right here, PQs and R's. And you know, those last names,
Mhm.
we not bugging none of those people until April of next year. At the
Yeah.
bottom of that, those PQs and R's won't get a bug until April of next year.
So
So
no
this
burnout.
is no burnout. No burnout at all. So I just want to make sure everybody saw that. And this concludes our summit. I can't thank you guys enough. Again, the $1 is the only thing holding us back from this global CATS changing all of our lives. Challenge us, y'all. Test us. Send $1 in. 312-405-8844. Let's go. Tell your family, friends, everyone. Got to get you in the pipeline, get you on the highway, and we go do it. Any closing remarks, Governor?
Well, once again, you said the phone number. Please donate, everybody. This is very important. Thank you.
Deuces, 5 o'clock, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Share the video with everyone. Make sure everyone know. Listen to it when you're driving. That way you can just hear it, because we gave you information on 8 different areas, from education, safety, senior citizens, you name it. So just share it so people can hear it. We have a real strategic plan